disciples were not deceived by Jesus look-alike based on archaeological evidence that supports the Christian faith. Two biblical characters, James, the brother of Jesus, and Saul of Tarsus, would never have been fooled by Jesus look-alike, and so the Koran is verified to be false. Other archaeological discoveries also confront the claim of the Koran. Archaeological evidence verifies people existed that looked into Jesus' eyes on the day of the crucifixion. 4 biblical characters are listed: Caiaphas, the high priest; Pontius Pilate; Alexander, the son of Simon of Cyrene; and Simon of Cyrene, who carried Jesus' cross on that very day. These archaeological artifacts add more data that verify the Quran is wrong. It's good to have your track handy when you're talking to a Muslim or a Hindu or anybody to point out the archaeological evidence, because it shows how credible the Christian faith is. It's not based on a myth. So you'll see in the track on the back side that the ossuary of Joseph Caiaphas, the high priest, was discovered in Jerusalem in 1990. It was discovered by accident. They were building a road, and a bulldozer fell into a cave. And this cave was this ornate ossuary with Joseph Caiaphas' name on it. He was the high priest, and Jesus stood before him on the day of the crucifixion. Caiaphas looked into Jesus' eyes on that very day. On your track, you will also find the Pontius Pilate inscription. This was discovered in 1961 at Caesarea, Israel, on the Mediterranean coast. Pontius Pilate was verified to be a biblical character, and he looked into Jesus' eyes on the day of the crucifixion. Another ossuary that's mentioned on the track in the back, artifact number 4, is the ossuary of Alexander, the son of Simon of Cyrene, and his name is mentioned. Both Simon and his son Alexander and Rufus are mentioned in Mark chapter 15, verse 21, and here we have the ossuary of Alexander, who is the son of Simon of Cyrene. This is very much accepted as authentic by scholars and scientists, and was found in a cave that was probably sealed up. The last coin they found was dated to the year AD 42, and so it appears that Alexander didn't live maybe 10 years after the time that Jesus had died. Alexander's ossuary has a direct correlation to Mark 15:21, where we read, "A certain man from Cyrene, Simon, the father of Alexander and Rufus, was passing by on his way in from the country, and they forced him to carry the cross." Mark 15:21. Ask your Muslim friend, how much faith does it take to believe the Quran, since its texts are confronted by archaeological discoveries that contradict the text of the Quran? James, the brother of Jesus, and Saul of Tarsus could never have been fooled by Jesus look-alike, since they did not see Jesus die on the cross. They only witnessed Jesus as the resurrected Messiah who conquered death and the grave. Also, archaeological discoveries verify the existence of people who looked into Jesus' eyes on the day of the crucifixion. Caiaphas, the high priest, and Pontius Pilate were the judges of Jesus. Also, Simon of Cyrene carried the cross of Jesus, and Alexander, the son of Simon of Cyrene, looked on and watched Jesus as his father carried the cross of Jesus.